What is up, everybody?
Drum solo.
Welcome to Peaches and Power Bombs. I'm Majestic Marie, along with Alora Presley, and we have some special guests with us. We have Metal Geek, and we have CM Wash. How are you guys doing?
What's up?
The grandest stage of them all brings out the greatest podcasters of them all and reunites everybody's favorite podcasting couple. Sorry, Alora, we're back. The TRDC Trailer Park. We're back, baby.
Yay!
I was just about. Sorry, I cut you off. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. How's it going? Geek?
I was just about to say that it's podcast assemble. Yeah.
The podcast Avengers.
We're assembling.
Well, they definitely assembled on WrestleMania, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But like always, it is the tradition here on Peaches and Power Bombs to have the Briscoe brothers get us all hyped up. So we're going to go ahead and let them get us excited about the show.
Ain't no way, chick. Ain't ready. There ain't no way, man. Ain't ready. Ain't no way y'all could possibly be ready. You can say you're ready as many times as you want. That's all I'm going to tell you. Y'all boys ain't ready. There's no way, man. Talking about they anxious. You hear him, chick? Hey. Somebody losing sleep. They losing sleep, baby. Man, I've been getting the best sleep of my life. I've been snoring, baby. Snoring. I've been snoring. Dreaming about this ass.
Forever and always our hype video. And did anybody besides me happen to see Mark Briscoe versus Eddie Kingston? Did y'all see it?
Don't want to mention it straight off the bat. Don't want to break your heart and go straight in with the Eddie Kingston news as being the top of the show.
I'm going to be honest. Mark Briscoe is the only person on this planet that can be Eddie Kingston and not be on the boo list.
Just don't mention Okada. Mention Okada.
No, boo Okada. No.
I love Okada. Okada's the greatest wrestler of all time.
Well, I used to like him too, but now we don't. So
yeah. But Eddie respects Okada.
Yeah, right now he does.
Yeah, you heard the uncertainty in Marie's voice right now.
I think
I hope I don't get the fight me button. That's all.
Is he the only one that's got respect left at the moment? I mean,
okay. Yeah.
Christine is joining us. Hey, Christine. Just wanted to put that out there quick before we got to the nitty gritty of it all.
Okay, so guys, we're just going to go ahead and brief mention this because I know that you all are probably biting at the bit for us to talk about last night on Dynamite. We're going to go through it, talk about it for maybe about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're going to move on with our show, which is the WrestleMania recap. And that'll be what we focus on. Peaches and Power Bombs tries to be as positive as possible, so we don't like to dwell on the negative too much, but my goodness, was it ick. The ick factor was at 100 last night on Dynamite when they decided to show the real footage from Wembley. CM Wash, you were there. I just want to know, at the show, did it, as the news was coming out, I don't know if you were seeing the news as it was coming out like it was for us at home, and it just kind of dampened the mood. Did it damper the mood at all while y'all were there?
Absolutely not. No. You think that dampened the mood? It would need to rain in London for the mood to drop. And that's the wild thing. I've been thinking about this all day, is that obviously the news dropped through on social media, and obviously where I was sat in the heavens, I hardly really saw the main sort of big spots with the car and saw what Jack Perry said. But the news slowly dropped through the little Wi-Fi we were able to get that something had taken place, and had taken place with CM Punk. And the thing is, even now, what can you really say? What can you really say about something? I mean, obviously the Hawani interview with Punk, and Punk told the truth. He just said, okay, this is what happened. Wish it didn't happen, but these were the preceding events that led up to said event happening. And if the boss isn't going to do anything, what else am I going to do? And for Tony Khan to say in his statement when he fired him that he was threatened for his life, when he clearly wasn't in that footage at all, and his life was clearly quite safe there and not in danger. It's such a huge embarrassment and an own goal for AEW here. The biggest question for me now, as somebody who now owns a ticket for All in August this year, it is going to be a far different atmosphere to how it was last year. And yes, we can talk about MJF not being there and Sting and obviously now got a card, but it's a different company. It's just a different company, and people are comparing it to WCW in 2000. People are saying they are digging themselves a hole in the ground, and that they do only do it for a ratings boost. But who really wins? Who really wins out of this? It's nobody.
Nobody.
Absolutely nobody. Maybe Punk Truthers who go.
Drew McIntyre wins because
MJF wins because he's from Long Island. There you go.
Oh, that was mid. But yeah, it's just I still can't get my head around it. And if that's what AEW are resorting to now, to take shots at not only WWE but also to prove, look, this is what happens. Wow, everybody see it, and that was it.
Yeah, I want to make a record that I didn't have a problem with them showing the footage. Just they showed it on their programming. If they wanted to put it on their social media, or not even just the company, but maybe Tony Khan,
which they didn't even do. They put it on their programming, then copyright strike anyone who put it on Twitter or on Instagram, and then on the YouTube highlights on AEW, they took off the footage. They just
that's because it backfired and they weren't expecting it to. And I do want to give some people credit where it is due. The Young Bucks reportedly did not want to do this, and Tony was adamant on it happening. Tony Schiavone obviously looked just embarrassed, out of wits end.
There are visual comparisons to how he was looking last night to how he looked at Bash on the Beach in 2000 after Vince Russo publicly fired Hulk Hogan. That's the level of low we're going here, ladies and gentlemen. After WrestleMania weekend, this is the low we're at right now. Welcome to reality, folks. Welcome to Peaches and Power Bombs. Positivity.
Yay. Laura, I don't know if you saw any of the footage or not, but what is your take on it?
It was probably an idea that looked better on paper. But even when they announced it, I was like, this is not a good idea. What is this trying to accomplish? And in the fact that they tried to make it into a storyline between the Bucks and FTR, I was like, okay, I see what you're doing, but at the same time, you're just using the whole footage as a scapegoat. And
pun intended.
Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah. It wasn't intended on my end, but hey. But really, I saw that and I was just like, yeah, that probably, I didn't think it was a good idea. Even when they announced it, I was like, what was the point, Yeah, if you had something to add to the conversation, it'd be one thing, but I really didn't see nothing being added to it. You see what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
I think the main question, Laura, that we're all asking ourselves is, are they showing this footage to prove that Punk is a liar? And I think a lot of people could have woken up this morning and gone, no, actually, what Punk has just said is absolute crap, and this is what happened, and things didn't transpire the way that they did. But that just didn't happen. Punk, it's gone completely the wrong way, and more people have more respect for CM Punk as a babyface than they do for the Young Bucks, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, AEW has so many great things going for them. Why even do that? Come on now. But I digress. I don't run a company, so.
Geek, what were your thoughts?
All I'm going to say about this one is they have a stacked roster of talented people right now.
Absolutely.
And the fact that they go and they pull this, sorry, you know, I mean, you know, you have Will Ospreay, you have Okada, Eddie Kingston, Jay Lethal, Chris Jericho. The list goes on and on of how many great and talented people you have on that roster, and they just degrade themselves. And I in my honest opinion, I think I don't think this is the death of AEW right now, but I think this is pretty much the slow decline of them. They're gonna end up on like Pop TV or something like that because the ratings are down. Number one, I'm trying to see it in a bright light here, but there's no way to see it in a bright light because their ticket sales are down. Half the arena is tarped off. I mean, how is TNT going to keep allowing them funding for their TV rights with all these like, you know, low attendance, low ratings, you know, they're going to end up on Pop TV or something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help their talent. It doesn't help their storylines. It doesn't help their pay-per-view buys. It was just a bad idea all around. It was just Tony Khan just trying to prove something. I don't know. See, I was right, you know, and we were like, no, you weren't. I know there's some sympathizers out there that say that the footage does prove that CM Punk lied. But if you look more closely, he did actually just shove him. He did not punch him in the face like they're claiming he did. So just take a little bit of an extra look at that. It was a shove. It was not a punch. So there's a difference.
It was a shove, and then he swung and a miss, really, and he didn't connect with anybody.
And by the way, I just don't want to be that guy.
We also didn't have any audio, so we have no idea what these guys were saying. So I don't want to make any assumptions either.
Yeah, but I don't want to be that guy that hates AEW and I want them to fail because I think AEW has great potential. They have like I said, they have a stacked roster and they're going to do well. They with crap like this, they're just shooting themselves in the foot right there. But I want them to succeed, but this is not the way that they're going to succeed.
What one of my favorite reactions on Twitter this morning, especially in the UK, from WWE Gareth on Twitter: CCTV footage is classified as personal data under GDPR law in the United Kingdom. CM Punk could quite possibly do the funniest thing ever. That in a nutshell tells you everything.
That's funny. So he could sue them just for for giggles. Oh goodness!
It kind of reminds me of if anybody's watched the Chappelle Show and the Rick James thing.
Oh my god!
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Well, you should ask Tony Khan for some. He probably got a lot.
That's where I was getting it. Yeah, that was what I was thinking when I saw the footage. I was like, whew.
No, there was actually a meme about a little while. It was like, I think The Rock said something like it's like what cocaine, like Phoenix is the biggest cocaine city ever. So then there's a meme of Tony Khan says, guys, pack your bags, we're moving to Phoenix.
Well, and there are other people making the comments too that, yeah, it did raise the ratings. So at least they got one little positive out of it, but they were relying on someone who's not with the company anymore to raise that rating. So CM Punk is still the biggest star of AEW, even though he's not with AEW anymore. That just doesn't look good.
Maybe Jack Perry's coming back. That could
But is it really going to do anything for Jack Perry? Is it, to be honest, is it really going to help him in any way, or does it make him look like
want Jack Perry back for All In at Wembley so he can get booed out of the whole place by, I want to say 80,000 people. Let's not beat around the bush. We're looking at a 50,000-60,000 seater show. Let's face it. It will sell because we're in the UK, but I genuinely don't believe it will be a sellout like it was last year. I don't think it will have that same sparkle and that same magic that we all had that bank holiday weekend, because like you said, because of the way the company has turned upside down in the last 12 months.
Only positive is I see MJF returning at Forbidden Door, which is in Long Island.
It's going to take a whole lot more than MJF to fix this, to fix the problems. But good on them for keeping MJF though, because he could have been like,
He could have walked.
Shane, I'm not going to pull your comment up just because it's a paragraph and it would probably cover Walsh's face, so we're not going to do that. But I will read it. He's been going through history of wrestling lately, and he says that he has been watching some Cowboy Bob Ellis, who wrestled in the 50s, and he invented the Bulldog, and he was the first wrestler to ever reverse the figure 4 leg lock. So, little history lesson there for you guys. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Christine says that the video could have been doctored. I don't know. I think they might have cut it off at convenient times, like right before CM Punk goes and talks to Tony Khan, that kind of stuff. But I don't know if it was doctored.
Well, this is it. I think everyone went into it thought, it's the Young Bucks. They'll give us some sketch and some dramatic reconstruction.
That's what I was hoping for.
And everyone, even Meltzer and Khan himself, saying, doubling down, saying, "No, this is the footage. This is the footage." And I think that's what messed with everybody. I think because all the reports were saying it was true, there was that sort of level of going, well, are they going to show us something that we haven't seen before? Are they going to show us something that we are going to turn around to ourselves and think, oh my gosh, either one party is lying, or why hasn't this come out until now? And then neither objective got accomplished.
No, it's just bad business altogether. It just gave everybody the ick factor, and secondhand embarrassment was high in my house because I can't stand watching other people do embarrassing things. It grosses me out, and I have to turn to the channel. And but I hope that they can turn it around for the sake of the talent, not for the sake of Tony Khan anymore for me, but for the sake of the talent. They have so many good talent that deserve to be somewhere where they can perform in front of thousands of people and put on good shows and make some money. And this is not how you make money with your talent. So
TK has to totally change his mindset all around, I think, because
I feel bad for Ring of Honor, if anything.
Yeah.
And the thing is that when people, obviously when Punk signed in November, is that people were going, well, he must be on a behavior contract. He must have, been shown that, he has to prove himself. And, a lot of people did have that preconception that with what happened at Wembley is that this could have something that him to blame. That was what because obviously the facts are muddy. And even in the Hawani interview, he explicitly said there's things he can and cannot say because of how the brawl out situation had happened with the Bucks and Kenny Omega, and then subsequent and all that. So there's always two sides to that story. But regardless, is that this is showing Punk has been innocent all along, and now that they have absolutely nowhere to hide, now that the footage has been put into the public domain, as much as AEW will try to copyright strike that, they have shown quite clearly that CM Punk did exactly what he said he was going to do, and that was it. It was just an altercation.
Yep, and this is how all of us feel about that the whole segment. And then after I play this, we're going to read some comments and move on. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I hate you. I hate the air that you breathe. I hate the fact that you're even living. You make me sick.
I just hated the entire thing. But let's read some comments. No, Christine, we are led to believe that MJF re-signed with AEW. He's still with them. Yeah, I heard that the Scapegoat T-shirt. It's not on the AEW website, by the way. It's on Jack Perry's personal website. So did it actually help AEW? No.
It helped Jack Perry, though.
It
Well,
has
this
like
is the whole thing with Wrestle Kingdom is that when he tore up that contract, people thought, is he left for real? And then all the reports have still said, no, it's a work. He's definitely signed with AEW, doing work with New Japan and trying to work something in. Which if they don't bring to fruition now, or with it by the time they get to Forbidden Door in June, then what are they seriously going to be doing with themselves?
He could return Forbidden Door in Long Island. New Japan, AEW connection right there.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, in reality, Jack Perry is still with AEW, but this might have helped him temporarily, but I don't think it's going to help anybody in the long run. But anyway, we had a really great WrestleMania weekend. So
Yes, we
let's
did.
lift the spirits and not talk about the doom and gloom of AEW any longer. And we'll talk some wrestling. I'll throw up some matches. I don't know. I have all of them down, but if we don't have time to go through them all, that's okay. But night one, it started out with the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley defending against a very sick Becky Lynch, who apparently had been suffering with strep throat all week with 102 fever. And she still went out there and did that. And I hope they didn't spit on each other.
Well, she's
This
tougher than me.
this was the surprise of the weekend. A lot of the matches over the weekend were really unpredictable and too hard to call. And I genuinely thought with Becky Lynch's new book coming out, and they made the big fuss about her, I thought she's got to be the one to turn it over. And 99 times out of 100 at WrestleMania, it's the passing of the torch. They've had the title reign. Now it's time for the new era. And for Rhea to defend the title in the fashion that she did was a genuine surprise. Genuinely, with all the hype that Becky had going into that match. Obviously, the build was fairly stellar in the way that she slapped on Mysterio and made him look like more of a bitch than he is. But yeah, that match was solid. Two good ripties to finish the job. And yeah, for Becky to be doing that with 102 fever against Rhea Ripley, who had a panic attack 2 hours before the show, was getting nervous. just wow.
Yeah.
10 years ago, we were talking about women's wrestling being bras and panties and having a Divas Invitational. Now that's the quality we're getting now. Night and day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, kudos to them because I'm dealing with a sinus infection and I just feel defeated and terrible. But I mean, it's WrestleMania, but still, and panic attacks ain't fun either.
No.
Both of these women, with that being said, both of these women did phenomenal. Rhea's entrance, I absolutely loved. And, she is absolutely my girl crush now because she came out there and I was just sitting there looking at her, I don't go that way, but God, Rhea is so pretty. But she owned it and, she did a great job. So, great entrance. I thought it was a great match. It was a good start to night one for sure. I was pretty surprised too, like seeing Walsh was. I thought Becky was going to win, but I was okay with Mommy winning too.
All right, me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I thought we were going this way, zigzag or something like that.
No better.
Yeah. Anyway, I enjoyed this match. Didn't think it was the best match in the card, but I know Becky Lynch had 102 fever, as they pointed out, and she was really sick. I was sick 3 weeks ago, so I could only imagine every bump she took in this match felt 110 times harder. And let's not forget, if you're in the East Coast like Geek is, it was about maybe 30-40 degrees. So that coldness did not help Becky Lynch's cause at all. So I'm just going to give respect is due for Becky Lynch for going out there and still performing and putting on a decent match.
Yeah. I thought it was one of the best matches of night one. Maybe not of the entire WrestleMania event, but it was definitely one of the better matches of night one. I was expecting Rhea Ripley to win. You talk about passing the torch. Actually, Becky kind of passed the torch to Rhea because she's kind of been in that situation already. She has main evented WrestleMania and she has won, both titles, all the titles actually. periodically through her career, and she's probably one of the biggest women's superstars on their roster. So I actually felt like they did pass the torch. It was just Becky Lynch passing to Rhea Ripley, and
she's got 2 more horsewomen to go now.
Yep.
2
and
more.
I think has Bianca defeated everyone, all 4 of them yet, or just 3?
I think she defeated 3 of the. Well, I'm trying to think. She did Becky.
She defeated Becky.
And Sasha.
Yes.
Bailey, Charlotte.
Bailey and Charlotte.
I know she's faced Bailey.
Yeah, I think she has beaten all 4.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
She's the first one.
So Rhea's got 2 more. There you go.
Gotcha.
Guys,
When Mercedes decides to come back.
Yeah. She gonna have to wait a little while longer. Yeah.
Yep. Who do y'all see eventually taking this off of Rhea Ripley, because she almost seems unstoppable right now?
Everybody knows my answer. Everybody knows.
What is it?
I've said it before.
We'll say it again.
It's gonna be Charlotte.
Okay.
It's everything's gonna come back full circle, and Charlotte's gonna be the one.
Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Fight me! Don't fight me!
That wasn't me, by the way. That was her.
I'm sorry. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.
I feel Rhea has already beaten Charlotte already
Yes.
to win that title. So I think that there's going to be a rematch when Charlotte's better, and she's going to pull that belt off her.
Do y'all see them trying to have Charlotte beat her father's record?
Yeah. I think that's what they've been doing since she's come onto the main roster, really.
Well, and if that's the case, then her and Sasha hot potatoing that championship will make a whole lot more sense.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Although Ric Flair's a 21-time champion, don't forget that one.
Well, they only count 16 over there.
They don't know how to count in WWE. They only count WWE titles. They don't count all of his titles. So there you go.
Eric Nelson's in the house. Stranglehold Championship Wrestling. Hey, how you doing? I've heard, yeah, Shane. There was some resemblance, but it was the lead singer for the band. It's Motionless in White. I don't know his name, but
yeah, they tore a lot within this moment. So
this was no brutality, and simple as that. It was pretty badass to kick off a show. I think had it not been for Seth's majestic entrance,
oh my god,
on night 2, that would have been one of the best entrances of the weekend.
Yeah, it was a good entrance.
Drew had a cool entrance too, though, but we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yep. All right. I didn't put everybody's name down here because it would be, pages. But we had a 6-pack tag team ladder match with, the Awesome Truth and Grayson Waller, 8 Downtown, whatever it's called. It was Grayson Waller.
Down.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and of course the Judgment Day, because they were the champions. Don't forget about that. And there's some other teams in there that their names are blanking out. DIY, and
New Age Republic,
and the New Day.
And the New Day. Okay, thank you so much. This is why we have a panel of people, is to help me. Because I can't remember stuff.
I'm going to drop an unpopular opinion. Aside from, obviously, Cody beating Roman, match of the weekend.
Really?
Genuinely had so much fun with it. I think...
it was a good match. I mean,
this was a great match.
Yeah.
I think for all the silliness, we're happy with the ladders and the tables and the rest of it. A-Town Down Under winning the SmackDown titles, I'm not actually against. I think it just fuels them a little bit, especially when they are the heels for heels' sake. I think we're going to grow to hate to love to hate them a little bit, with especially with these two who genuinely have potential to go places when given the right breathing space. Now that the Roman era has been and gone, and R-Truth got his moment.
Yes,
his moment.
I was just about to say that.
Finally, and yeah, just his comedic timing for a 52-year-old man who's been working for 25 years.
Perfection.
Just impeccable.
I always say that R-Truth is a global treasure, not just a national treasure, because he is too precious for one country to keep to themselves.
I mean, we don't deserve him. I mean,
no,
he did. Everybody did great in this match. I actually did pop off of DIY's entrance with the little tribute to DX. I thought that was hilarious. Because R-Truth confused them for Triple H and Shawn Michaels, obviously, but I like how they played into that. So that was a really nice touch, and I enjoyed that so much.
Yeah, and I like the little moment between those four where they're like, hey, you know what? You go get them, and we'll go get these, and we'll both win. Yay! Of course, that didn't work out, but it was a fun little moment.
I liked it when R-Truth made the hot tag to Miz. It's like, tag me, tag me, tag me. And then Truth it's not a tag team match. It's a ladder match. And then Miz went along with it, say, okay.
Fine.
It's wonderful to do that. I was at the Royal Rumble for when that happened in the Royal Rumble with Dominic Mysterio. And I was like, I think R-Truth is the only person who can get these people to cheer for Dominic Mysterio. That's how magical he is. But yeah, that was fun. It was super fun. And I think it's a good idea to break the titles up and for a heel team and a face team to win either one. So kudos.
I predicted DIY and R-Truth and Miz, but not realizing that WWE likes to have a heel tag team and they like to have a face tag team for some reason. So that's why they kind of gave it to A-Town Down Under.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. And with them being paired with Logan Paul, who is the United States champion, it kind of makes them look pretty strong too, for them to have championships and for Logan to have championships. So I'm a big Austin Theory fan because he's an Atlanta boy and I got to see him on the Indies. So I'm all for Austin Theory. They need to let him be himself though. Yeah, we got some love for R-Truth in the chat. Obviously. All right. We have another tag team match. Rey Mysterio and Andrade versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar, with Rey Mysterio and Andrade winning. What do y'all feel about Dominic being, 0-for-2 with facing his dad at WrestleMania?
I'll be honest, wasn't my best match of the weekend, really. It just wasn't.
It was just there.
It wasn't the worst though either. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
Yeah, I felt like this was more of a filler match, but for what it's worth, I'm glad they got a spot on the card. And I do like the nice touch of Jason Kelsey and the other guy, Philadelphia Eagle guy, dressed up as luchadors.
The football man and the other football man. One of them being the brother of the Taylor Swiftie boyfriend, Swiftie, trending all the trends.
So that was a nice touch, and of course Philadelphia, this cheap pop. So I mean, I was all right with it.
I do have to say that when Rey Mysterio got on Andrade's shoulders on the apron and they did that double cross body together like that, that was sick.
Yeah.
I was like, how in the world do you...
It's amazing what you can do when you actually use Andrade properly. Hello, LEW. How are you doing today?
Little
How you doing,
upset that
Tony?
Dragon Lee was on this match. Sorry.
Yeah, well, you know, Andrade is coming into your company, and you don't want him to be hiding out in the background. So I was okay with him taking his spot. Do y'all see? I don't know, just the way it looked on Monday night. To me it looks like there might be hinting at a Carlito heel turn. What do you guys think?
Yeah, my nephew and I were talking about that. He thought Carlito was going to turn heel at Mania, but I said, well, if he don't turn at Mania, they're saving that for down the road. So, but yeah, it's far from over for sure.
I think Andrade and Dragon Lee are planning something because it's like they're a family.
Shane says that he wants to see Andrade versus Santos Escobar in a one-on-one match.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I'd be excited about that. Yep, he was the one who beat up Dragon Lee. And Gary's here. Thank you. All right, to me, this was the worst, my least favorite match on the card, and I was severely disappointed.
It had potential.
It's like, I don't know, maybe they thought that they didn't have to go over anything or something, and they're like, well, we're twins, we're brothers, we can just go out there and have some fun. And it ended up just being a bunch of super kicks. They were trading super kicks like the Japanese wrestlers trade chops, and that was it.
Yeah, I think it just...
It was a super kick party.
What it missed is just that spice of drama of having Rikishi get involved or have the bloodline get involved. And I think they were in such a precarious position where, because they had The Rock involved with the main event and they obviously had Cody for night 2, is that they didn't want to overload with the whole bloodline storyline to get, to still save the magic for the main event, whilst also trying to resolve their own part of the story, which could have been easily been a main event of their own, but it's been such a bad timing to put it on at WrestleMania is that it got so congested it wouldn't have had the time to breathe if it got given the main event status.
Yeah, I was looking forward to this match the most, and I was just so disappointed. And I don't know. I don't know, like where exactly do you point the finger at? Because it was just, I don't know. I was just sitting there watching, and I'm like, something is completely missing, and it was just letdown for me. I hated that because I love these guys, and they deserved more. I really
and you only have to look back on their last 12 months. I mean, like I said, I was there in London at the O2 for that magnificent tag match against Roman and Solo. To see that evolve into the SummerSlam match with Jay against Roman, and then how things transpired for Survivor Series and how in the Rumble and the thing that the path of that, and that's what it led up to. Really could have been so much more.
Yeah, they could have really did a lot with it, and just it didn't happen. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry about that. But yeah, especially after their great match at WrestleMania last year as well with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
That great tag team title match, we go to this. I mean, come on. They main evented WrestleMania night 1, and then they go to this.
To me, it almost felt like an afterthought. If you look back at the way the story was going, it looked like for a while that they had moved on from this. And then all of a sudden, Jimmy pops up again. But we're still initially unsure of why Jimmy is mad at Jey Uso and why he went back to Roman. That still doesn't make any sense either. So it's just a confusing. It was just confusing altogether. And I think someone mentioned this a while ago that if Rikishi was involved somewhere, maybe as a special guest referee, that wouldn't have necessarily been involved with the bloodline storyline. This could have just been, okay, this is between my sons. This has nothing to do with you, Roman tribal chief. You know, this is between my sons, and I'm going to fix my own household type situation. So that would have added to it a whole lot more. I don't know what Kishi's health is, or if he could. I don't know anything. Maybe that was a factor, or he just couldn't do it. But it would have added to it, definitely. And I was severely disappointed. The right person won, Jey Uso.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you make a good point, because you says it felt like an afterthought even in the build up. So it kind of like, that's kind of like the only thing that's kind of translated through the whole thing, you know. It's a shame, you know. You think of like Brett and Owen and how great that was, and then you know, they didn't
felt more like Matt and Jeff versus Brett and Owen. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And you kind of, after this match, you kind of want to see them.
No. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, I was just about to say, after this match, you kind of want to see the Usos get back together after this, because it's such a great tag team.
Yeah. Our friend Rhonda from the Honor of the Elite Women's Squared Circle, she was on a panel with us a couple weeks ago. It was one of the worst matches ever.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, but it for WrestleMania, it just didn't hit right. Scott Larson says Super Kick Party, great panel.
#truth, check it out.
And Christine says it was dragged out way too long. But moving on to something that did not feel like it was dragged out way too long. We had Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair versus Damage Control, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Dakota Kai. And I really like this. I liked the entrance of Jade and Naomi and Bianca. That was awesome.
Lunches.
And Damage Control looked pretty cool out there too. I kind of liked seeing Asuka and Kairi Sane dance to their music.
That was funny.
It was pretty funny. And you know, Jade got the pin and the win for the girls. So I enjoyed this. It wasn't long. It didn't need to be. And yeah, I think it helped bring stuff up after.
Did everything it needed to. Put over Bianca and Naomi, making them look strong, making Jade look like the badass that she can be. The question is just how they keep her going now, because do you want to rush her straight into going after Bayley now that she's got a title? Or do you want to really rush her into going after Rhea Ripley again? There's ways and means, you know.
Yeah, I felt this match was just simply there, designed just to show what Jade Cargill could really do in this match, and not get too involved. You know what I mean? Because she's still working on training and stuff like that. But I think the whole point of this match was just to show what she could do and showcase what she could do in this match.
Yeah, it was short, sweet, and to the point. It accomplished everything it needed to accomplish. Everybody looked great out there. Jade looked like $1 million. I think it was well done, considering.
Yeah, it was good. Scott is saying that these Japanese female wrestlers know how to make an entrance and keep with their traditions. I love it. Yeah, I like their entrance too. And our good friend Elvis is here, so we're giving him some acknowledgement. And I'll be nice.
You there, sitting at home, acknowledge me.
All right. Anything else on that match? Are you all ready to move on?
I don't have anything to add to it.
I wasn't expecting this, guys.
This is probably match of the night right here.
This was my favorite of the night, hands down.
Mine too.
Kind of slow.
It was. Well, it was a bit slow, but I think it told a good story overall.
I don't know. I just wasn't. Obviously, the right result, and everything they put into it was impressive. I'll never not hate on a Gunther match because it's Gunther, for crying out loud, and he will be the world champion before we know it.
Yes.
But it, just one of the slowest matches I've seen from Gunther. I mean, I remember being there back in Cardiff way back for Clash at the Castle match. Me and Marie covered way
Yes.
back then. And the pace that went out for Sheamus, who is set for a comeback soon enough. And watching this, yeah.
Do you think it was because it was so cold there that it was bringing the weather was bringing the crowd down, and the crowd was kind of bringing them down? Do you think maybe that was it?
I don't know. Obviously, they had the heated rings, so that the temperature wouldn't have played too much of a problem. But
Well, not the temperature itself, but because the crowd was cold and they were down, it kind of affected the energy in the ring a little bit.
well, I think with every WrestleMania suffers from it. One night or two is that they're always going to be that little lull at some point, and I think maybe this match suffered from it a little bit. But don't get me wrong, it was an incredible match and an incredible performance, but it just wasn't doing it for me. I don't know. But
It just didn't feel like a Gunther match.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah.
I can see that, and I'm gonna say that I was upset with the ending because I'm a huge Gunther fan, and I was enjoying his Intercontinental title reign, and I wasn't expecting him to lose quite yet, and I was sad. I was a little sad, but congratulations to Sami Zayn. He's fantastic too, so I'm not going to cry too much.
But Sami Zayn, he has worked incredibly hard for so long. He had that great push last year, being involved with the Bloodline at the peak of their dominance. I like seeing KO before the match. KO and Chad Gable and all them.
What they're doing with cinematography at the moment is simply stellar, and it people talk about the Triple H era. They definitely milk that phrase out for the whole weekend of it being the Triple H era, the Triple H era, the Triple H era. They said it every 2 seconds, but that cinematography of one constant shot from the back through Gorilla, through more. Triple H, Vince McMahon would have had a heart attack watching that on his product. Now it's the Triple H era, and it's perfect.
And I feel like backstage stuff like that brings a whole new feel for it. Like it gives the matches a whole new dimension and stuff. And I see CM Wash's point too of how it was slow. And I think at times I feel like what they were trying to do was Gunther was just getting, he was letting his ego get the best of him, so to speak. Talking trash to Sammy's wife and jeering, taunting the crowd and whatnot. And but I thought the next match was slower, but we'll wait for that. But
do you think that there was too much of that? Like getting family involved, because the next match you actually had like The Rock just simply talking about like the Cody Rhodes Mama Rhodes.
What can I say except you're welcome? I'm gutted we didn't get that line throughout the weekend. That the one time they
copyright strike. Be careful. Disney likes to do that. No, I didn't get to say what I wanted to say about the
Go ahead,
Sammy. I just wanted to say before we get into the Cody thing, that I'm so surprised WWE allowed Sami Zayn to do the Brain Buster but I'm sorry, Brain Buster, and Michael Cole yelling at the end, absolutely epic. And
Michael Cole
I
to
mean,
New Japan
they
when?
messed it up a little bit, but the thing is, I don't blame Sammy because Gunther is just so big. How do you get that guy up for the Brain Buster right there?
Michael Cole wants to replace Kevin Kelly at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Let's face it, that was the kind of
Brain Buster.
Amazing.
Actually, that was Gabe Sapolsky who said the Brain Buster right there.
Yeah.
Line.
Before we get into the next match, I just want to mention that I just have a little bit of a concern with this. And I'm not saying that Sami Zayn is horrible and that he's a bad champion and all this other kind of stuff. But Gunther did such a great job of making the Intercontinental Championship feel like it's almost another world champion.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be brought down.
No.
And for it to not mean anything anymore. It, like, for the longest time, you know, it felt like it meant nothing. And then the Miz tried his little hardest to make it feel like it meant something. He did a good job. And then they took it off of him, and then it went right down again. And Gunther was like, you know, I'm proud to have this title, and he defended it for over a year, and it was fantastic. And that was something that people wanted, was the Intercontinental Championship.
Taking it from a title that never got defended at WrestleMania to the Nigerian drum fight, all the way back up to the standard that we got with Gunther. Especially, I would say the match last year with Drew and Sheamus was a far better match than we got this year.
I'll agree with that. But yeah,
it's such a stellar testament to how hard Gunther has worked with it.
Okay, I'm going to get through some of these. Christine says that she didn't get to watch any of the WrestleMania at all. I had to watch for updates to come through on my phone. Oh, that's sad. If you get a chance to try to go back and watch some of the footage on YouTube, Christine, go check some of those out. I have this feeling Sammy's title reign may only last a week. I think Chad Gable is going to win.
That pissed me off.
I think he's turned heel. I think he's going to turn heel on Sammy.
I think so too, but they don't necessarily have to have Chad win in order for him to turn heel. He can lose and turn heel, and then re-challenge him again, and then maybe get it at some point. Okay, we'll move on to the main event. Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I'm going to say I was so impressed with The Rock. He did way more than I was expecting him to. He fought out in the crowd. He got hit with a trash can. He got put through a table. He got thrown into the ring post a couple times. I was impressed with what he was able to do. And I think the match was 40 something minutes long. Is that correct? So, I after seeing what happened 10 years ago in his match with John Cena, where he was out of breath all the time, and it just seemed like he couldn't even get through 5 minutes, let alone 40, whatever this was. It was just night and day, and he's 10 years older now. It just blew my mind. I loved it.
Absolutely, and I think the thing is with the Rock, and throughout his whole run this year, it's just the breeze of the fresh air of the character, the story, the intent, the context, the meta. Oh my god, it's just been a delight to watch. And look at my social feed. I was sharing week in, week out the clips from what The Rock is saying, because he was getting the eyes of the world watching on him and understanding the story. And it was just special, truly special.
If you watch the press conference, he said something afterwards that they sent the ring over to Hawaii so he could train for his match with Roman against Seth Rollins and Cody. But The Rock didn't look amazing. He looked actually amazing and in shape, which was absolutely awesome to see, And the match was really, really good as well. So
Yeah, I thought this was the slowest match. I felt some points was a little slow, but this could have been just me being sick talking because I have been sick since Friday, and but I'll echo what Sam Walsh said, and that I love this new character of The Rock. I love the final boss. I
Love
mean,
it.
it's a whole different ball game for The Rock. It's fresh. It's different. It adds to the bloodline. It added to this story all around. And he really did do great. I was very impressed. I was very proud of him, and you know, all of them did a great job in this match.
All
I
of
just
them.
thought it was
Yeah.
slow.
I
But
just want,
like I said, just me being sick talking probably. But
I just wanted to add one thing that don't forget The Rock is actually on the board. So he has to train harder. So if he trains harder and works harder at this match, the more money WWE's going to make and the more money he's going to make into his pocket as well. So let's not all forget about that as well.
Well, and The Rock is a very creative person too, right?
Yeah.
That's why he became The Rock. All those years ago when we were children. All those years ago.
We're all old men and women now.
Yes, we are old. But anyway, I think The Rock I think he got bit by the bug again, and he was able to be creative and put on this amazing performance in this story and showcase what he can do that he hasn't really been able to do, because let's face it, it didn't look like his heart was into that John Cena match 10 years ago to me. I don't
not
know.
that I blame him, but yeah.
Not like this anyway. And this was just something different. And he's not the only creative person in the in the room either. Roman Reigns is very creative. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins also too. And I'm sure that just getting all four of those minds together in the same room to create, and it was just magic. Loved it.
Let's not forget Hunter too, as well as Triple H.
I heard Bobby Roode produced this match as well, so
yeah.
Ooh, to be a fly on the wall.
I know, right?
To hear all those conversations. Oh, we should do this. We should do that. Right?
You just want to sit in the corner with a notepad and be like, okay, keep talking.
I'll order Krispy Kreme on DoorDash. Y'all just keep going,
No, you gotta get Mindy's Donuts or something like that. Is it Mindy's or
from Mindy's Bakery in
Chicago?
Chicago. They're closed on Monday and Tuesday, by the way. The Rock's workout regime is insane. He shows his workout on Instagram. It's crazy. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, some more love to The Rock as the final boss. And
thank you, Harry, for the well wishes. I saw Christine's earlier too. Thank you.
Yes. All right, y'all ready for night 2?
Yeah. Let's go.
Can we just say the how The Rock taunted Mama Rosa? She was taking no shit from him.
Nope.
God, that was funny.
Yep, it was fun. It was fun. So, night 1, during this tag team match, The Rock gets the pin on Cody Rhodes, and it looks like everything is stacked against Cody Rhodes leading into night 2. That's what it looked like. We had a hot start to night 2. Number
Let's
one,
not forget,
it was
we forgot one. We forgot Stephanie McMahon returned to open WrestleMania. We forgot completely. I forgot.
well, that's
about
great,
that.
but for the sake of time,
Just
because
gotta say the sigh when she came out. Oh my word! I mean, they've turned the corner. I would say what you want about the paperwork, say what you want about her daddy, but they have turned the corner.
Venus is high.
Hi, Mina.
And then we got this match, and I think I have to go first with this from the British perspective.
Go ahead.
Drew McIntyre. Oh, Drew McIntyre. You could put a group of 10,000 British people in a watch party and have Drew McIntyre as the heelest of all heels, and we'd still be rooting for him. And do you know what? The match with Seth, let's take Punk out of the equation for a second, was a solid match. Really strong. The entrances alone were WrestleMania moment worthy, but the match we got was fairly decent considering Seth is more than likely dead at this point now. The amount of injuries he's had and the pain that he had to take. But Drew to win the title for all of 5 minutes was such an enjoyable thing, and to see CM Punk get involved, which then finally prompted the cash in. My only concern with the cash in, it just would have been more bittersweet if he cashed in on Seth, just to have the full circle moment of Seth being the first to cash in 9 years ago, against Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, only to be cashed in on for the World Heavyweight title.
It did make more sense on Seth, to be honest with you, because it did because the heel face dynamic, you know what I mean? Drew's kind of a heel, so it, to me, as my personal opinion, it didn't make sense to me. So,
and that then sort of sets up Damian Priest as this tweener, where yes, he's still part of the Judgment Day, and I'll come to you, Marie, in a minute. Don't you worry, you'll get your moment. But
I guess we're raising hands. That's how we get the question. we go. That's a better idea than interrupting each other.
When I come to the mic on a podcast, I will take my time and I'll take my moment. I will think about the words that are coming out of my mouth. The position that Damian Priest put himself in, especially after the night before he lost the tag titles with Finn. What do you really do with him? I mean, spoiler alert, now that we're getting Jey Uso as a number one contender for Backlash in Paris, or in Lille, should I say, in France, setting up Drew McIntyre for Clash of the Castle in Glasgow. I'll hopefully be there to see that happen at the Hydro. Why they didn't put it in the stadium is beyond me. That's another podcast for another day. But all in all, pretty mad start to the show. Wasn't against it. We got a new champion in Damian Priest. Finally cashed in.
It does make sense, and I'll tell you why. We're talking about right now, right? What's been happening the past 6 months? Drew McIntyre stopped Damian Priest from cashing in his Money in the Bank on Seth Rollins twice. This made perfect sense. He is getting his revenge back. He was like, oh yeah, you gonna stop me? Well, guess what, buddy? I'm gonna cash in on your little rear end and take the title away from you. So to me, it made perfect sense for it to
Do you
happen
turn Drew face then?
No, it doesn't matter. He's just getting his revenge back.
Yeah, but do you turn Drew back face, baby face?
Well, he's going to be a baby face in Scotland. There ain't no question.
It doesn't matter who you put him up against. He's babyface in Scotland.
And people are he is kind of acting heelish. And I think when it is against CM Punk, people not in Scotland and not over in the UK are going to be cheering favorably towards CM Punk over Drew McIntyre.
If they give us Punk against McIntyre in Glasgow, and I can be there for it, it will split the room.
For the title.
It'll split the room. Okay, that's cool.
McIntyre is going to win the title in Glasgow, whether it be CM Punk, Seth Rollins, or Damian Priest.
But CM Punk just sitting there over there next to the on the announce table, just kind of clapping, going, yeah, sucks for you, pal. That was fantastic. And he was really great on commentary during the Seth and Drew match too. Point that out.
This was my favorite match both nights. I really enjoyed it. Seth and Drew both gave their all in the ring, and then Drew did get his little moment winning in front of fans, because that was taken away from him due to COVID in 2020. When he was kind of taking his time and it was going a little too long, I said, I already know. I was like, he is going to get distracted by Punk and get cashed in on. And that's exactly what happened. But, I think Marie and I talked about this prior, that we thought that was what was going to happen anyway. CM Punk was going to be some kind of distraction to the point Damian Priest is going to cash in. And, you know, and honestly, this was a hot start, and you had a cash in, and, you know, you further the CM Punk Drew McIntyre feud. So I just absolutely love Drew the way he is right now, being the ultimate troll.
Yes, fantastic.
I love it.
That's why I'm saying the Wembley footage only benefits Drew McIntyre at this point.
I thought we're not talking about that.
No, just that little tidbit. It's still positive. It's positive for Drew McIntyre. But anyway, another thing, and we'll move on to the next match, is that I wasn't expecting CM Punk to get that physical this soon. So maybe he's doing better than expected. So if that's the case, happy he's getting healthy. Damian Priest should have cashed in on the NXT champion. Because I don't think he's ready to be the man on the main roster. I don't agree with that, but you know, it's Shane, that's your opinion. That's okay. But I don't agree.
I like Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think I kind of see Shane's point. I think to see Priest as the NXT champion, just to give that bit of extra uplift to what the main roster guys are doing at NXT. Hello, Baron Corbin. How are you doing today?
Yeah.
Doing what he's doing is massive.
Night and day with Baron Corbin, man. Being in that tag team.
Baron Corbin being decent again. Do you remember 2020? Do you remember when he was Constable Corbin? I certainly do. It was bloody terrible.
It was terrible. That's why I said night and day. You know, he's doing a lot better now that he's in NXT than
before. Jay used to say he was the last person to pin Roman Reigns. Just remember that fact.
The Constable Corbin thing was horrible. I used to call him wait. It was more like waiter or restaurant Corbin. TGI Fridays Corbin.
TGI Fridays Corbin. I've always felt sorry for him because you could tell that he was trying his hardest to make whatever garbage that Vince McMahon gave him work to the best of his ability.
We can't say the Vince McMahon word. We can't say Vince McMahon. We're not allowed. It's a curse word.
We can when we're talking about his bad ideas and that it was his fault. Super Dan is here and he says Drew is acting trollish, not heelish. I think it can be a little bit of both. And R-Truth finally got his WrestleMania flowers. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It was fun. Okay, guys, I was surprised. I thought this was going to be a bathroom match or something. You go and get your popcorn ready.
Really good.
This was a fun match.
It was fun. Mr. Bubba Ray Dudley being the special guest referee that no one knew about. That was awesome.
Snoop Dogg.
That was
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop on commentary was great. Can we just say how fun that was?
Have any of y'all seen him do any like commentary for like nature documentaries and stuff like that?
No.
Y'all need to go look. It's hilarious. Like there's this video of like an alligator looking at like a mongoose or something.
What?
And the alligator's trying to get up and he goes, "Oh man, you know, is he going to come up there? Is he going to, you know, he's just talking. It's hilarious. Y'all need
is this AI or is this for real?
It's for real. It's for real. Yeah.
Sure
and then like
ate?
the mongoose chases away the alligator. He goes, "Yeah, he wasn't scared of you." He was like, "Hey." And just the little things through this match that he was doing, he was like, "Oh Lord, he hit him with a stick." It was fun. I loved it. And poor Karrion Kross, but the match was fun.
I think the thing is with the Final Testament and you know with Kross and AOP, with a bit more time to build this match, they could have seriously put the Final Testament over. I just think they just didn't have enough time to give them credibility. And the thing with Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits is that they're back to being face now. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yeah.
They were set up to make the Street Profits heel, and they've realized it's very hard to do that when they're as talented and as good as they are.
Yeah.
Unless you bring it.
Yeah, this was a really fun match. I love the fact they brought Ray Dudley in as a special guest referee. I mean, you had to have an ECW style street fight in Philadelphia
and an ECW wrestler.
Not?
ECW
Yeah,
wrestler.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, kudos to them for.
They could have brought in Sandman. They could have brought in Sandman. That would have been fun too. Singing Metallica. Come on, they would have done Metallica. You know. Mm-hmm. And oh no, wait, no copyrights. I'm sorry, I don't want to get anybody strikes over here.
Yeah, I don't think the match was supposed to be taken seriously. I think it was just for fun, but that's okay sometimes.
Yeah.
And I believe the Final Testament showed up on NXT on Tuesday night, so hopefully they'll get a resurgence there. I don't know. Shane says Baron Corbin suffers from the Wardlow syndrome. When you cut your hair, you lose your way. He's getting his way back though. The botch of the table breaking. Yeah.
Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
They did improvise pretty well though.
They did. They didn't freak out and be like, what do we do? They regrouped pretty well. So kudos to them. All right, let's move on. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. This match was good, but it was forgettable.
It was just there. It was basically just there.
Yeah.
And I like AJ Styles too. So
it was just there. It was just an advert really for Slim Jims. And yeah, just I think that and two things to take away from it. AJ's new theme. Don't like it.
I like it too.
Phenomenal is his time is now. You know, when we first heard that at the Royal Rumble 8 years ago now. It's he's the Southern boys with the farmer strength. Ain't nobody's breaking his red neck, you know?
Yes.
Hey, they don't want none. No, they don't want none. No, they don't want none. You know that's AJ Styles, you know? And so they've changed it up now is not a fan. So I think there's that. And LA Knight, I think fundamentally solid 12 months. To have been over like Rover in London for Money in the Bank, to have his title shot in Saudi Arabia, to how he sort of progressed, it's been night and day. Especially as not 18 months ago he was facing Bray Wyatt in the Mountain Dew Lights Out match, and now look at him being involved in WrestleMania with AJ Styles. Yeah.
The match wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It just didn't stick out as much, but that's okay. Has AJ Styles really had a really cool WrestleMania moment, like a really good WrestleMania match?
Shane McMahon.
Boneyard.
Shane McMahon.
Really?
Yeah, Shane McMahon, WrestleMania 33. That was a really, really good match, and that showed what Shane McMahon could really do without like going all hardcore and everything.
Excuse me.
Interesting. I don't remember that was at WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania 33.
Okay.
No, Chris Jericho was good too.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
WrestleMania 32. Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles was really good.
I just remember being so excited for AJ Styles versus Shinsuke, and then it just didn't live up to
Hogan.
I was there, so don't feel bad.
I was like, oh.
And they gave that match time too. And they told you, all right, I guess Vince might have been just like, give headlocks the whole time. That's it.
Watching a plum shot on a 5-hour show brings you as much joy as you can imagine.
Well, anyway, LA Knight got the win over AJ Styles, and I want to see LA Knight versus Logan Paul somewhere down the road. Speaking of which, Logan Paul versus Kevin
do we
Owens.
talk about
Randy
match
Orton?
now, or do we talk about speed? Can I
Who's
be the
Speed?
youngest of the group and
Who
finally
is
talk about
Speed? That's what I want to know. I want to know who the Speed guy is.
Speed
really-
being the guy who was in the Prime costume.
I know, but who is he?
Pissed off
Who is
Randy
he?
Orton. Definitely
Who
didn't
is-
follow what he was told to do.
They told us who he was, but who really what is he? Like, who is he?
He's a YouTuber.
Yeah, he's one of the YouTuber people that Logan Paul knows. I don't
Yeah.
know.
When you order Mr. Beast on Wish,
No,
what
not
happened.
even
No.
that. Everyone was expecting Jake Paul or KSI like we got last year, and we got.
I was expecting Mr. Beast to be in that costume. I was expecting Mr. Beast.
I was just laughing that Randy Orton barked at him before giving him the RKO.
Either that or Casey Neistat to be in that costume. He is friends with Logan Paul as well.
I'm too old to know even who these people are.
Right.
so-
I'm just like,
They're all YouTubers. They're all YouTubers, and they make lots of money. That's all, you know.
Well, congratulations to them. But I just want to talk about Kevin Owens back in that that golf cart back up to pick up Randy. He was like, "No, bro, you take too long." Get on. And then he zooms off, and Randy's like holding on for dear life, going, slow down, slow down. He was about to fall off of that. It was great. It was great.
I just like how Randy was just kind of like F it, and they hopped on there, and then he was like kind of instantly regretting that decision.
I don't know. Randy Orton's just been playful since he's came back, and
You can tell he's having so much fun.
I've been enjoying watching him. He's not taking himself too seriously right now, and sometimes that's okay. I'm sure he will when the time is right. But right now, I'm just enjoying watching him, and yeah, it was a good match. Go ahead.
One question before we move on, and why haven't we gotten Logan Paul versus AJ Styles yet?
Because right now they're both working as heels.
Yes, but I'm saying, why haven't we at least gotten that match yet? Because I know these two could definitely
I wouldn't be
deliver.
against it.
I wouldn't be against it either.
Somebody that can do a fairly decent buckshot lariat against a phenomenal forearm. Oh.
That would be a lot of fun.
That would be poetry in motion right there. You just
Yes.
see AJ Styles come off the top rope. You see Logan Paul do the front flip, and he just clips him as he lands. Oh,
I'm all here for that.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised Logan Paul kept the U.S. title. I figured it'd be KO winning, but I was all right with it.
I think they saved it for Ricochet.
I wasn't expecting him to lose it here, just because I knew everybody else was losing their titles, except for I thought him and Gunther would be the ones to retain, and Rhea, but it ended up just being Logan and Rhea who retained their titles. So, all right, let's move on. Trying to get through these because I know seeing Walsh's, it's really late over there, so trying to get through these.
It's close to 1:30, and I'm still in a post-mania recovery mode where the whole weekend of staying up late till 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and your body just goes, what have you done that for 4 nights in a row? Oh, okay, we'll take it out of you at work when you'll be at your desk at 10 o'clock in the morning, yawning your head off, and people ask you, so how was your weekend? And you tell them you stayed up till 5 in the morning to watch WrestleMania, and they look at you funny. Story of my life. Buy my autobiography now.
Right. Well, we had the WWE Women's Championship on the line. Io Sky versus Bayley. I was a little sad we didn't get Hugger Bayley, but
Thank you.
I knew it wasn't. I knew it
Thank
wasn't
you.
happening. I knew it wasn't happening anyway.
Ain't no stopping us now. We got a rave on the floor. We got a minute to go. Could you imagine the pop where the big floamy thing just came out of nowhere?
I think she moved on from that. So
We have
But just for one
haven't.
night
Just
only,
for one
because the
night.
whole thing is Bailey doesn't have any friends. And she was gonna remind us of who she used to be and that everybody in the crowd is her friend. And I had a side ponytail, I had a headband and everything. I was ready, and they let me down. Her entrance was still cool, but I was a little sad. But great match, and the crowd was hot for this, so it was fun.
Bailey has one friend, Mercedes, which she is not there.
Well, everybody in the crowd is her friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everyone in the crowd help her?
Yes, we can say "Go Bailey, go,"
Yeah.
and that gives her the magic, the magical energy boost. You know, Hogan used to show it all the time doing this.
You could have the girl that was crying, the Bailey Cry girl, who's now a wrestler. She could have had to come out and introduce her.
Yes,
In the moment.
She's a role model, right? She
Exactly.
was Izzy's role model.
Exactly.
It would have been awesome.
When are we going to get Izzy versus Bailey? It's going to happen eventually because Izzy's wrestling now.
Yeah.
That's WrestleMania 45.
WrestleMania 50. WrestleMania 50 right there.
No. That's WrestleMania 50 is booked for who was the 10-year-old that won the tag titles with Braun Strowman?
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
I was there.
Nicholas's moment. It's Nicholas versus Dominic in
The funniest thing about that match is people kept chanting, "That's your daughter. That's your daughter," not realizing it was a boy the whole time.
That's funny.
I swear.
Well, anyway, Alora, what did you think of this match?
I didn't. Okay, so like I said, I was sick, so I didn't get a chance to see this match or the last match. I hadn't got the chance to look at it yet, but from the clips I saw, it looked really good. I know they put on a fantastic performance, and obviously the right person won.
Yeah. Bailey got a WrestleMania moment, and it was a lot of fun and beautiful.
Good.
I love this match. I thought it was great when Bailey kicked out that moonsault because nobody ever kicks out of that moonsault. You know? That picture perfect moonsault that Io does.
Oh gosh, she has the prettiest ones, don't she?
Yeah.
Walsh, you're getting some love in the comments. They're loving your accent.
Uh-oh.
Nothing like a true British accent, right?
Last but certainly not least, for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, versus the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. All the shenanigans were in this match, and I was here for it.
We don't even need to discuss this. It was perfect. It did not have a foot
Some
wrong.
people I've been fighting.
Everyone who nitpicked and said, "Why didn't we get Austin as a run-in? Why didn't we have that?" We didn't need to have Austin. The Undertaker's had history with Roman Reigns himself, and even with the Rock, he's had run-ins back in the. It was perfect.
For all the people complaining about this match, I just have one word for you:
Fickle. They're fickle.
I thought you were going to play the fight me button. I was fighting with everybody on this match. They didn't understand it. This is the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. There were so many ties to this match. So they tied 40 years of wrestling to this one match and Cody's story at the same exact time. I get why they put everyone in this match. I get it. They will, not only that, they wanted that surprise factor as well.
Yeah, and two, everybody that was trying to interfere, the person that came to intercept on on Cody's behalf had legitimate beef, like Jimmy and Jay, Solo and John Cena, and people were mad about
Undertaker Roman. Roman. Who retired Roman? Well, obviously it was Brock, but you know what I mean, right? But
and I was going to say this too, because a lot of people were like, well, it should have been Austin, because they were saying, oh, this is like some of their greatest foes. Okay, yeah, Rock and Austin probably one of the best feuds against each other. But The Rock had incredible feuds with Triple H, but obviously Triple H can't wrestle, health reasons. And the other person that Rock had incredible history with, The Undertaker. Plus, it was a surprise moment, a huge pop. I mean, come on now. I mean, when I was looking at the results, I was like,
yeah, you're lying to yourself. The Rock didn't have the best view as Stone Cold Steve Austin. We were all waiting for the Hurricane secretly, or Goldust to come running down. That's the one we all remember and all talk about so fably. 5-star matches with Dave Meltzer.
It's not a 5-star match because it wasn't in the Tokyo Dome.
Of course, it wasn't in the Tokyo Dome.
It wasn't in the Tokyo Dome. Otherwise, this would have been a 5-star match right there by Dave Meltzer.
But yeah, like I said, we don't even need to talk about this. It was perfect.
It could have been a 5-star match at Wembley.
Layer on layer of depth, of story, of physicality. It's perfect.
Can we also talk about Seth Rollins? I know he looked
that
like
pesky ass roach.
He got punked out a little bit. He just, this was not his weekend.
No.
But he promised Cody that he would be his shield. And he came out, and there he was. And Roman had a choice. He was like, either I can hit Cody and win this match, or I can finally get the revenge on that little jerk that turned his back on me 10 years ago. And he chose revenge over the win.
That was well done.
Year in the making right there.
It was the exact same thing. Like he was like he hit him in the same way, and he fell on that bottom rope just like Roman did. Chills. I loved it.
There's always a plan B.
I have a love-hate relationship with Seth Rollins. That's all I gotta say.
I know. Alora loves the
He does look like a Muppet. I'm sorry. The Rock is right about that one. He does look kind of like a clown, the way he dresses and everything like that.
Yeah.
But you know something? That's wrestling. That's pro wrestling. People, the entrances, the pyrotechnics. You know what I mean? That's pro wrestling for you. So.
I don't know, Seth. I did enjoy Seth's entrance on night 2.
Yeah, I did too.
I was telling my nephew, I was like, good Lord, if this was the Roast Buds in 2024, this was exactly what it would look like.
The Congo line.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, somebody actually on Facebook was like, how come No Way Jose didn't make his return to Raw after that? Gosh. I was like, man, come on.
Some things were left behind in 2014 for a reason.
Yes.
Yes. But anyway, it was perfect. Cody Rhodes, got the win after 3 crossroads, and then everybody and their mama came out to, including his mama, came out to celebrate with him, and it was a special moment for Cody, and I'm excited. His altercation with The Rock on the next night was weird and awkward, and it made me feel a little unsettled. But other than that,
the crowd chanting, "This is awkward." Icing on the cake right there.
I will have to say that the part where he gave him something and said, don't you ever break my heart again. That did leave some intrigue. Like, okay, what did he hand him and what did he mean? So I'm interested to seeing where all that leads, and when are we getting The Rock versus Cody Rhodes? Will it be at SummerSlam? Will it be next year?
Saudi.
I don't know.
Saudi.
I want to know what was in the box too. Right there was a box. He handed him something.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
It
But
was the keys to that car that The Rock drives in the new Fast and the Furious movie, wasn't it?
there's a lot of funny stuff online saying that he handed him like a lighter because Cody's bus caught fire.
Oh
Like,
God. They said Rikishi. They're like somebody should have said somebody should have had Rikishi involved saying he did it for
I
The
did it
Rock.
for
I
The
was
Rock.
like, oh my God.
I was waiting for that one, to be honest.
So anyway, we know what's next for Damian Priest, which is Jey Uso. What do y'all see is next for Cody Rhodes? I mean, I know The Rock is lurking. Eventually we'll get there, but for right now, what do you see being next for Cody Rhodes?
I guess we're not getting that Cody heel turn with Brandy that I predicted.
Not right now.
No.
He's making too much money as a white meat baby face.
So we're not gonna get that heel, that like Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, the whole thing with Brandy and Cody, right?
No.
We're not gonna get that. No.
No.
Yeah, man.
Not
I was
right
hoping
now.
we were gonna get that eventually, you know? Maybe when he loses his luster, I guess. They'll pair him with Brandy to save him.
You know, I said a while ago that Randy Orton's just been, kind of being playful and having fun and stuff. But
He's gonna go.
eventually, I'm sure he will get serious again. And I would like to see Randy versus Cody Rhodes.
I would. Yeah.
I want to see AJ Styles versus Cody. I think that
Heck
could be
yeah,
good.
that too.
Yeah.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
So many possibilities. Elvis, you're right. The draft is coming up. That's coming up on
Logan Paul versus Cody. Let's go.
No.
I think
no,
it's
no,
in
no.
2 weeks, the draft.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out though.
And can we just before we wrap it up, can we talk about one thing though?
What's up?
The return of John Cena to the ring on Monday Night Raw and that tag match.
That was so fun. That was so fun. My goodness, the magic of R-Truth just does not stop delivering. I mean, we had at the Royal Rumble, he had the magical ability of getting people to cheer for Dominic Mysterio. And once again, he has the magical ability of having The Miz and John Cena tag together on the same side. It's like
Try telling that to
magician.
2011 WWE fans.
I know, right?
Pre-Pipeline.
I wonder what Ms. Girl thinks of this.
I know, right?
An opponent you can't see. And everyone thought he was talking about little Jimmy right there.
I knew he was talking about John Cena, but it was fun. It was fun. That was awesome. Yeah, it was. All right, guys. That is it for WrestleMania, and I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We are clocking in on almost 2 hours, and it's really late. Thank you, CM Walsh, for staying up with us and hanging out. It's been a lot of fun.
And I have company. They just knocked on
It's
the
always
door.
to come back and do the big podcast for the big shows, and I had to come along. I'm sure I'll be back come Clash of the Castle, but yeah, always fun to do. Catch you guys in a bit.
Absolutely. And Metal Geek, go ahead and plug your stuff.
All right. So we are on the official road to 1,000 subs. I believe. Where are we exactly? I don't even know. I think it's 5 away, 6 away, I believe. I forget, man. I think it's 5 away, 6 away. I believe 6 away right now. So we're on the official road to 1,000 subs. Next Thursday, I will have Tim Strange on the podcast next Thursday at 4:30 U.S. time, 9:30 p.m. UK time. So make sure you tune into that. That is next Thursday. So what do you got, Marie, coming up?
All right. We will have a great interview with Jack Farmer, who is a commentator, a ring announcer, and he also is on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. out based in California. He does a lot of great work. He's just a positive person. And that is what the month of May on Peaches and Power Bombs is all about, is just staying positive for Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're happy to have him on and to get his life story and all the things. So stay tuned, and I'm sure we'll be around talking about Dynasty and Backlash coming up and all the good things that's happening in wrestling. So without further ado, I'm going to say goodbye. Good night, sweet peach. It's time to go. Good night, sweet peach.